The Audi RS7, the BMW M6 Grand Coupe, and the Mercedes CLS 63 are the oxymorons of the car world. A coupe with 4 doors just simply does not make any sense, but these cars are so unbelievably sexy and so insanely fast, you quickly forget about just the fact that their naming convention is utterly wrong.
Think about this for a second. If you take the generation of R8 that was available when this RS7 came out, this sedan has way more power. 4-liter twin turbocharged V8, 560 horsepower, and 516 pound-feet of torque. And if you got the performance pack, it bumped it all the way up to 605 horsepower.
In a sedan that weighs 4,500 pounds, which incidentally is more than the M6 Grand Coupe or the CLS 63, but you get that quattro all-wheel drive system, so it grips in any condition whatsoever, and it puts that power down. 0 to 60 happens in, Audi claimed, 3.7, 3.9 seconds. Yeah, people were testing these to 60 in 3.2 to 3.4. That is literal supercar acceleration right there.
We've tested out launch control and can confirm that the initial launch is actually staggering for a sedan. The only thing that rivals that we've driven is a P90D Tesla Model S. I'm sure the Panamera Turbo S is in that similar insanity, but this is, yeah, supercar rivaling in a sedan. Despite using lots of aluminum in its chassis, you can't really get over the fact that this is a 4,600, 4,500 pound sedan. It is massive. This isn't a sports car. It doesn't feel like a 2-door car that happens to be larger, but it absolutely hauls in straightaways. It kind of reminds me of like Mercedes AMG's philosophy of huge power, a highway cruiser that just absolutely rips to well over 100 miles an hour.
It has an 8-speed Tiptronic automatic transmission, which shifts really quickly.
The RS7 has a lot of performance technology, an impressive amount for a sedan. Now, this is a common theme. We keep talking about how impressive it is for a car that's
a sedan.
So we've got an electronically controlled differential that has torque vectoring, stuff that's normally in supercars, even optional carbon ceramic brakes on the upgraded performance package. That's crazy.
The dynamic package gives you the sports exhaust, which sounds a lot better, and it changes out the standard air suspension for steel springs, which helps a lot with handling. Ride-wise, we've discovered it doesn't ride very nice at all.
It's pretty firm.
Yeah, it is. But as a trade-off, again, a very heavy 4-door sedan can handle quite well.
Let's discuss the exterior of this car, because that is honestly one of the greatest appeals, which is crazy to say considering the power plant of this thing.
I mean, even a base A7 looks unbelievably beautiful. That fastback sloping roof line, it's based off an A6, but they just took it and made it just way more gorgeous.
Yeah, to think that this is based on an A6 and how much sexier this vehicle is. We don't get the RS6 in America. I wish we did.
Yeah.
But saying that we are left with only the RS7 is ridiculous.
Not bad.
This is incredible. This color is called Sepang Blue Pearlescent Effect. That's the longest name ever, but it's a really, really pretty blue.
The 5-spoke, 5-blade, 21-inch wheels, the contrast front side blades. This car looks really aggressive, but strikes that balance between being just sexy as hell and looking like it's a serious performance machine.
The RS cars always have killed it with the looks. When you see an RS5, you can definitely tell that it's different than an S5. It's got
the big black honeycomb grille.
Yeah, it's got a more intense one-piece honeycomb grille, oval dual exhaust in the back. Just little details that performance car enthusiasts would notice. Other people would go, oh, that's a cool looking
really
Audi.
Nice Audi.
This definitely looks extremely high-end. There's no denying when it rolls by, especially
with six-figure car.
Yeah, especially with those huge wheels. It's beautiful. Interior-wise,
I love it a lot. One of my favorite parts are the seats. They've got like this honeycomb diamond cross-stitched pattern to them. They're extremely comfortable, very adjustable. Got the little piece of carbon fiber everywhere. I love the Alcantara on the doors.
Yeah, it's called like Volcona leather, which I just keep saying volcano
leather.
Whatever it is fantastic. The design language is awesome. They've got the honeycombs in the front grille, as well as on the seats. Similar kind of.
I mean, everything is high quality materials. It's built to a very high standard.
Alcantara headliner. The front dash area is a little bit boring, I think. It's kind of last generation. It looks exactly like an A6 from a few years ago.
They have not updated that.
They haven't updated it yet, but they haven't updated the CLS yet, and we're probably due for an update with the M6 Grand Coupe as well.
Yeah.
So interior totally competes with its rivals. Everything is excellent quality. The steering wheel feels great in your hand, carbon fiber trim bits. There's not too much room in the back. You've got leg room, but the headroom suffers because it does slope downwards with the fastback.
They made a little bubble there.
They gave you a little bubble in the back, which does make it definitely bearable. If you're taller, like your height, 6'2", you got to bend down a little bit. At 5'11", I'm almost touching the roof, kind of touching the roof, depending upon how you're sitting. But you can fit 4 adults in here.
It is infinitely more practical than the comparable R8 or something, because people cross shop. I know a lot of people that have turned in their R8 V10s and got an RS7. They love the RS7 way more.
Absolutely.
The trunk is huge. It's very practical.
It is interesting how many people cross shop cars like that. I feel like because this is so stunning and so impressive, both performance wise and just the way it looks, people go, you know what, I don't think I need the R8 when the last gen one was slower, and this is so much more practical. And in my opinion, this was like the coolest Audi.
Agreed. So this car compared to its competitors, between this, the M6 Grand Coupe, and the CLS 63. I've not driven the CLS 63, but I have driven the M6. And this one, it's a different type of styling, and it's all-wheel drive, which is a big deciding factor. In any winter climate, you can't really drive an M6 anywhere if it rains or gets cold, whereas this is going to be usable all the time. Also, you were talking about the tunability factor.
Yeah, so APR, you can get an APR Stage 2 tune on this. People are pushing out 700 horsepower easy with not very much money. So these cars can absolutely rip because of the twin turbo layout, and it's a pretty bulletproof motor.
Frankly, when it comes down to people deciding between the cars, I think a lot of people are going to just go with their brand loyalties.
Yeah.
If they want the Audi, they've been an Audi customer their whole life, they're going to get the RS7. If they're a BMW guy, they go for the BMW. They all have their pros and cons. Some are better in some aspects than the other. They're all great cars in my opinion.
Yeah, it's really hard. They're all very different. The M6 Grand Coupe, they're all awesome. Honestly, yeah, you said the brand loyalty, but I feel like, I don't know, the RS7 is so badass. It looks so cool that of the 3, this is the one that I would buy.
You would buy the RS7? Yeah. Okay.
So, how about a summary of the things that we love and dislike about the car?
First off, the appearance. One of the most beautiful cars on the road today.
Absolutely.
One of the most beautiful sedans by far. And in RS7 trim, it just is striking.
Absolutely. The interior, in terms of the design of the seats and the quality of materials from the steering wheel back is absolutely awesome. And
then obviously the power. That 4.0 liter twin turbo V8 makes so much power, so much torque, and it's just mind-blowingly fast. You have to drive one to actually comprehend how crazy fast this thing is.
And it's awesome. Unlike the P90D, where it's really exciting 0 to 30 miles an hour, that kind of dies off. That's a characteristic of electric motors. But this, you mash the throttle on the freeway and the passing power is nuts. So things we don't like about the car. First up, this car, as tested with all the options that it has, is around $145,000. That is a
lot of money.
That's
really expensive. It's also rather heavy. Again, this weighs 4,600 pounds, which is significantly more than the M6 Grand Coupe and the CLS 63. Again, it is all-wheel drive, but you do feel that weight. It is a large vehicle.
It's the same as a Hellcat. People call Hellcats boats, whales, whatever. So you do have to remember that this car weighs the same. However,
it's better.
I'd way rather have this than a Hellcat.
Lastly, the entire dash design is not quite as updated. If you look at the brand new Audi TT or the R8, the center stack is crazy. This still has like the old pop-up screen from the previous Gen A6. Like, it hasn't been updated yet. I'm sure they will. That could be a slight drawback compared to some of the other newer luxury car interiors.
Absolutely. I mean, the entire interior, other than the front dash, as well as the exterior, looks futuristic. It looks past the year 2017, 2016, but definitely with cars, even lower end cars, I mean, this is 140 grand. Audi is starting to refresh their lineup, and they're coming out with fully digital instrument clusters and screens that look better. Well, we absolutely love this car. Man, this is one heck of a daily driver, for sure.
Beautiful and stupid fast.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this review. Like always, please browse our channel and subscribe. Look forward to seeing you next video.